Hello. I don't know why I always do that. Doesn't wanna like open the window. I wanna open it except if I'm recording. I think. Not even if I'm recording. I don't know what the problem with it. No, I like. If it doesn't work, I'm just gonna do like. No, not that one. Not that one. Yeah, yeah. I don't know why. I don't know why that happens. That's so weird. Alright, I'm just gonna. I know the mic sounds shit. I got another mic, but the thing it's connected to Type C, so I'm charging the laptop right now, so I cannot really. And the charger is Type C too, so I cannot like use the microphone at the same time use the laptop. Something annoying, but it is what it is, you know. Alright, I'm just gonna display the screen for the moment. So we like, if you do that, and we do that, do that, and maybe if we try that. What's gonna happen? Yeah, I don't know. It's supposed like to use the window. I want to use it, but it's only like choosing the control kind of. I don't know why. It's annoying. I can do that, and then do that, and that's the issue, you know. Sometimes I can like that like thumbnail can get me like copyrighted because like of how much opening like YouTube. I don't want to even close it if the software is working, then it's working. Um, The thing I want to discuss today is the histology of the heart. What the heart is made of. Mainly the heart. I'm pretty sure like I viewed the picture like yesterday. Yesterday I was recording, but I was recording like very late, like at 3 a.m. and like suhoor starts for me at like 3:30. So in 3:30 I just said, I don't know. In 3:30 I just said, like, that's enough. I cannot do that more than that. I wanted like to do it quick, but it is what it is, you know. I guess that brings like a lot of yeah. You see, like that. The problem that soldiers really like not understanding. But you can say okay, that's the cardiac muscle in general. That's like the main part. I'm just only like maybe that. Yeah, maybe that's really understandable. Okay, we just took like a piece of the heart. We took like any layer, any like I just want to make that like understandable. For example, I'm pretty sure you're seeing the mouse. If you bring the heart and you see the thick muscle of the heart, we cut it and then we like examine it. So when we examine it, it looks like that. It has like multiple layers. It looks like it got multiple layers. Right. Now if we do that, we're gonna study like each layer what it contains. You see like it got like you can see like narrowing layers or like tubes. It got like concave shapes or like surface. Then there's like the muscular surface. Then under it, there's like the layer that protects the heart. And then under it, there's like the space between the precardial cavity. I'm pretty sure you should understand that. But you should study the pericardium before the histology of the heart because it doesn't gonna make a lot of sense. But if we like uh, just like if you saw, you should see like the video of the pericardium. You're gonna understand it like fully. I'm not gonna like bring it. I'm just gonna bring like the point right now, cause I really cannot discuss the pericardium because I don't really remember every detail of it. But in general, the pericardium is mainly made of like two layers. Some people say three, some people, I don't know, they define it, but you can say I mainly define it as two. It's only two, because now I'm gonna say why it's two. For example, okay, we're gonna say like there's three layers, okay? The first layer is like, is the layer of the heart. It's a part of the heart. Because like in the development of the heart was a tube, you can say it was a tube. And then like the pericardial sac or the pericardium was when developing was surrounded the heart. I'm not like I'm fasting by the way, I don't know, I just left the water yesterday. I'm not drinking, I swear to God. You can even like see from my lips I'm fasting. But back what I'm saying, the the heart was developing. The pericardium was surrounding the heart with development, and it was like a short tube. It was like it was a plate. When the plate when grow into a tube, you can say the pericardium fold itself into the tube. Then it made like a U shape. Then it developed like we're gonna discuss it in the like embryology video, but in the shortcuts, that's how the heart was developed, the pericardium to the heart. So now that makes sense if we say uh, the last part, or you can say yeah, the outer part of the heart is the inner part of the pericardium. So the development, the pericardial sac or the pericardium formation material was folded, was lined up with the heart material. So I hope that makes sense. Now, if we're gonna revise, that's the outer layer of the heart, the epicardium, and at the same time, that's the inner part of the pericardium, which in both cases is called the epicardium. Epicardium is the outer layer of the heart and is the inner layer of the pericardium. Pericardium is a virus, like it's a serious. It's like it acts as a protection. It's just like a sheer fibrous layer which like surrounds the heart and the proximal part of the arteries of the great arteries above it. You see, like the heart got like the aorta, the pulmonary trunk, the aorta, the pulmonary trunk, super vena cava, the pulmonary veins, all those great things. So if we're gonna discuss it, okay, that's the epicardium. Like as we said, it's the outer layer of the heart and it's the inner layer of the pericardium. Then there's there's a space. If we put like another layer, for example, that's the heart, that's the outer layer of the heart, and now we're gonna form and develop we're gonna like examine the pericardium. We're gonna put like another layer, but that layer got a space. If you see like where I'm putting my finger in, I just wanna know if you see that well. Yeah, if you put your finger in here, I know now like the screen looks like a bit awkward, but I hope that I don't know why it doesn't like wanna just display it, dude. Let's do it, do it for dirty. Yeah, thank God. I don't know how to do that. That's like pretty annoying. I swear to God sometimes. Alright, okay, thank God. Now if you see that, if when I'm putting my finger in, that's the pericardium cavity. and that's where the synovial fluid are formed in, or like are present in. Why? Because when the heart is moving, when it's contracting, at the same time, it doesn't want to do like a friction. It doesn't want to, yeah, like occur a friction between the heart and the pericardium. We're gonna make it like smooth, so the heart is moving with the pericardium smoothly. Shit, dude, shit. Okay, never mind. I'm just getting thoughts right now. Ah. So the heart is moving with the pericardium smoothly. So that's why there's a space, and the space contains the synovial fluid, the pericardium fluid. Inside it, like where the side of the synovial fluid or the pericardium fluid is the pericardium cavity. I hope that makes sense. Now, if we said that like the vessel layer, the epicardium, which gonna repeat again, and I wanna repeat again because it's getting annoying the point. That's the layer of the heart and the inner layer of the pericardium. Now that's what is that called? That's you can say that's the parental layer of the epicardium, right? Excellent. Now the last layer, that layer is the fibrous layer. It's like the most protective layer of the pericardium because it's made of fibrous layers. Okay, and you can say it's the most important layer because like it secretes uh, the fluid itself, the pericardial fluid, the synovial fluid. Why I'm calling synovial fluid because like there is like a fluid between our cartilage and our bones which like help us to move like smoothly during like mechanical contraction. Sometimes you can hear like cracking in your shoulder. That means there's not enough synovial fluid in you. You see, like you hear voices. Like when doing that, your shoulder, like the cartilage of that isn't like containing enough. That can cause friction, and in the long run can cause problems, as like as a breakdown of the bones, which of course gonna cause complications. In the shortcuts, okay, we learned that the fibrous layer, which lines the parental layer, and there's a space between the vessel layer, which is the epicardium, and the parental layer, which contains the cavity. Okay, I'm saying that so we can study each layer. Alright, as we said, I don't know, the gloves like got like a very strong cigarette smell. I don't know. I don't smoke cigarette. I swear, but I don't know. I got that smell. Um, that now called the endocardium, the narrowing, the ones got like pointing stuff in it. Then like under it is the muscle layer. Then under it, you can say it's outer layer of the heart, which is like the most productive layer. And then between the other layer, there's a space where it contains the synovial fluid. As you see, that's the space. The one with blacking has like a black line in it. That's the space. I don't know why the person did it in black, but I guess it's black. You just could leave it in white. Then the other layer, which is the parental layer of the pericardium, and that's the last layer, which is the fibrous layer, the fibrous pericardium. All right, so then we're gonna study like each layer. We're gonna start from the most inner part till the epicardium. Okay, we're not gonna study the histology of the pericardium. I don't really get a relationship with that. All right, then I did a photo because I'm pretty sure this isn't like that. Like, oh, okay, that's nice. Okay, that's extremely nice. Oh, that's okay. I never thought that I'm gonna find pictures of what I'm trying. I thought it's just uh, hard to find. Okay, then one thing. All right, and that's the six. That's like shit. Fucking, cause that gonna. Never mind. Okay. All right. You can say that's the lumen of the heart. The lumen is like a cavity. It's a cavity with there's a fluid passing in. Of course, there's a fluid which is the heart, the blood, which is passing. For example, if we in the left ventricle is passing the healthy blood from the lungs, delivered from the lungs to all the body. Example. So of course, yeah, it's gonna have a lumen. The first layer, what we were gonna discussing in the endocardium, is made of three layers. The first layer, as of course the blood gonna be passing on, it's gonna be made of squamous, simple squamous epithelium. Why? Because it got the oval shape, the concave shape, which makes the blood go smoothly. The same array of like the I don't wanna like pass some shit, but the same array of the epicardium. That means like the epicardium is also made of simple squamous epithelia. Yes, because there's a fluid trying to pass in. If it's got any, if it got columnar, for example, if we put like it is that types. And by the way, it doesn't isn't called like epithelium. It's called endothelium because epi means the outside layer, and the inner is called. Uh, and the inner is called. Uh, yeah, the inner layer. Yeah, like any inner layer like of cells is called endo. Endocles means like inner parts. And any outer layer for the skin that's called epi. That's epi. But if we cut in, then in, then in, and we like open our skin and like show it from the inside and told you, now if we did a cut, okay, like okay, now it's okay that because to make that more obvious, okay, that's our like our skin. If we did that, okay, and we open like that's now called the endo. Endo means inner, the inner part, and epi means the outer part. Okay, so that's what we call it like in the often. For example, that's all the types of epicardium. If you saw it, most ones cannot be used for the heart, cannot be used like for for example, that's the cubital. That's most like present in the stomach. That cannot be used for fluids because you don't see like the narrowing. It's gonna hurt like if there's like particles, which doesn't want like any friction, any like injury to it. Because the blood cells is very important. They deliver like all our nutrients to our body, so it's very like we doesn't want to injure the blood cells, their blood cells, or the blood cells in general. So we don't want like the narrowing because it can hurt if there's like a compression, if there's like an increased blood pressure, if there's any problems, that's gonna do a lot of complications. But not like the squamous. The squamous because it got the wavy look, so it's smooth, uh, and at the same time it shouldn't be like flat, because flat can make friction. Like that's flat and that flat, that can cause friction, but not like if something smooth. Yeah, for example, that for the book, something smooth, right? That's smooth, okay. The book can like I know, yeah, paper can do cuts, but the it's like we have decreased the percentage that the blood or like my skin, if we make it like a concave, if there's like a like a smooth pointy, and we pass like our hand, it's small because you see the motion that the pointy smooth, it can like compress, you can compress it, so it's passing the red blood cells over it without like needing. But example, if something like that, something like very narrow, okay, it's got a like and we like passing, it might hurt, it might hurt. Oh, so for example, that the blood should pass, for example, that's a concave, that's like a cubital, okay, and the blood should pass, that can like cause a lot of complications. Firstly, that can like cause the cells, the endocells, the cells itself to hurt. In the same way, it can injure the little cell. I hope that makes sense, because I don't know how to make it more sensible. But that's the thing. Why especially the simple squamous and not other cells? Let's get back to the first picture. So that's why the first one is made of simple squamous epithelium. The under one is called the subendothelium. During like, I know we heard, I said like the first layer was called the endothelium. Is mainly made of simple squamous cells. At the same time, you can say it senses like how much of the blood is in, or like it senses when the blood comes on. Because for example, if it's in the left ventricle, and now the ventricle got the blood and wants to send it, it won't like send it, and there is no blood, or there's not enough blood in it. So it needs to sense the blood. That's why like the inner layer in it got like conduction. It's got cells which response for the conduction system. Got impulses. Got like neurological cells which is responsible for like taking action and like that. It isn't like pacemaker, but you can say it got cells which is responsible like for telling the upper cells to contract, or like to deliver information about that there is blood in the left ventricle, so we should contract it and we should like pass it to the water. Now the inner layer, but there's like blood vessels. Yeah, there's blood vessels under it. That layer you can say the top endocardium. It's like a continuous layers of like blood vessels. For example, the coronary arteries. If you bring like out the outside, we heard like for example the heart. Oh, I swear to God, I'm gonna. Okay, that's pretty annoying. That's pretty annoying. That's pretty annoying. I don't know how it does that, but like, why, dude? I don't know why I'm doing that. I think I should open the window. Should be like should be using it. If not using it, it's not like really. But if it's like the heart. Yeah, you see, there's arteries. There's like veins in it. There's like blood vessels in the heart itself. You can say the subendocardium is like a continuous layers, an inner passage for the heart, or like the the endocardium, so the blood can pass like nutrients and like uh, metabolites and supplements inner to the like to the simple squamous epithelium, or like the inner part cells, so it can like get blood supply back. Wait a second. It's pretty annoying what I did there. Yeah, okay, do that. I think I'm all good now, right? We did that. We did that. Okay, yeah. That can be like something. I don't know even if we captured what I want to capture, but I just keep going. Okay, that's amazing. Okay, now like we're switching a lot. So then under it, it's the myocardium. The myocardium, like the most of it's just like responsible of the cardiac fibers, where it's like responsible for the contraction and that. And we can like bring like I think we already did. It's mostly the myocardium mostly contains like the cardiac fiber itself, which is responsible for for the contracting. Yeah, maybe that photo is like pretty awesome. I won't lie. And never mind, dude. The photo is pretty awesome, man. It's insane because it's you can say it teaches more about the difference between the skeletal muscles and the cardiac muscles. The skeletal muscle, you can say they have like a pattern like organized myofibers or like organized cardiac fibers on top of each other. So each one you can say when they contract, for example, for the bicep, for example. Now the muscles like that, myosin proteins are attached, not still not attached to the actin filaments. When we like relax, for example, our because that's like I know we're contracting it, but it looks like that from the inner side, like the myosin and the actin filaments are like that. When the muscles relaxing, you can say now like the muscles have the myosin have attached to the actin and stretched. That stretching makes like the muscle do its those mechanical like function. And the heart is it's completely the opposite because now it's not like a straight it's not like a parallel muscle, it's not like a muscle in a flat surface or like in a straight surface. You can say the muscles now is having like more of a circle or like a concave view. So the muscles you can say is contracting as a circle. So obviously there's gonna be spaces between each like muscle, which we call it like slits spaces, which is like shown as tears, and like there's tearing spaces between each muscle, but isn't because just how the muscle is made from. And as we said, it's like it's branching and it's like it's like it's branching because as we said, the muscles, the difference you can say not the difference, but mainly the cardiac muscle main function is to contract all as one, to contract the blood. If the left ventricle got the blood here, and it's going to contract it, it doesn't want like one part of it to contract. You can say mainly it wants all of it to contract, because it's gonna have a difference in the contractility, or like the blood passing from the left ventricle to the aorta. I don't want to like discuss a lot of things, but I hope you like understand what I'm trying to say, because like I said, the structure of the cardiac muscles under microscope, it looks like cylinder branching so it can contract and attach together around the heart, as if each one like one has a circular nucleus and has like a T-slit viewing spaces. Oh, I'm pretty sure wanna do that. Uh, and let's see the dot. Let's put it like under the myocardium. Pretty sure that's like gonna be pretty suitable. Yep, that now that makes more sense. That's like I wanna do it in the first place. So yeah, as we said, Alright, that's my note by the way. As we said, it has the structures. It has like the cylinder branching structure, and yeah, it got striations and all of that, like same of the muscles, but it's not patterned. It's not like organized. Why? Because as we said, it's contracting as a cylinder. It's contracting as a cylinder. It's not contracting as on a being on a straight surface. It's contracting more on a cylinder surface. So when contracting, it should contract as a whole. In the same time, it should have spaces between it. That's why, like, I'm trying to bring it. It should have spaces, cause oh, that why I'm telling you why it got like slit like spaces, tear like spaces, because it's not contracting as like as being on a flat surface. It's contracting as being as a circle, as a cylinder shape. So as we're seeing, these cells, like the cardiac fibers, are made of cardiocells, which are cells that responsible of the heart to contract. It got like another type of cells that got like the endocardial cells, which like are cells same like endocardial cells are cells the same as the cardiocytes. In difference, it's more like responsible for like receiving and sending hormones as like a communicating way to communicate with the other organs. And if there's a need, like there is, like for example the heart, that specific part of the heart is calling for help. If we're being reasonable, of course, if you're gonna like differentiate it between like normal cardiocytes and these kind of cardiocytes which are called endocards and cardiocytes, they're gonna, okay, never mind, they're gonna be present there too. That's another case. You really need to know that. But what we need to know, gonna got like few myofibrils. By me, myofibrils, I like the ones I was calling about, like these like inside each cardiac fibers. You can say there's two types of protein. There's one protein which is job to attach to that protein and pull it. Now, like for example, if for example I wanna bring like a stretchy thing. Wait, I can, yeah, because that gonna make like a lot of sense. Yeah, I'm pretty sure if I did, gonna make a lot of sense. Just one second. Just one second. Yeah, that gonna make a lot of sense. Yeah, that's exciting. That's a lot of exciting. Now, as we said, each cardiac fiber, you can say it got two types of protein, and you can say, in the case of like hypertrophy or like the uh, increased size of the side of the muscle, you can say the increased size of the actin and the myosin. But first, we're gonna talk about like the myosin and the actin. Actin, you can say it's like that stretchy. It's a stretchy like protein, where it like stretches and then like the coil. So it's like same size. And my hands, my fingers are like the myosin. There's a lot of like talking in that side, but in like in the conclusion, the myosin, for example, they are floating. Okay, for example, it's not floating. For example, my hands are not really like holding. Yeah, for example, like that. My hand, the myosin, my fingers, other myosin proteins are holding the actin, but are not really like stretching it. When like there's ATP, for example, there's energy, or there's like the requirement, the demand to contract now, the myosin gonna like hold the actin and now stretch it, and now that's gonna like take time. There's a lot of like I just said a lot of speaking. How now the coil and that of course there's calcium in it. The calcium is responsible like in contracting, and there's other protein which is like responsible for like the return of the muscle. There's a lot of talking, but as we said, the most important one. Now, if you said that, okay, like its main function is to stretch the actin and then recoil it, how that gonna happen? And the the shape of the muscle is like circular. It doesn't make any sense because the action itself should be like flat. It should be done in a flat surface. It's gonna be hard. Like the action gonna not be like stretched but that way. How the like how it's gonna be stretched? So that's why it got spaces, because each muscle fiber gotta gotta like do its function but that way. If there's no other way to it, that's why there's a slit spaces between each other. Still, I hope you make sense of it. Yeah, the myofibers as I was saying, and now it got like other stuff also. It's called the intercalated disc. We're gonna like discuss it more. The intercalated disc, you can say is like cell to cell, like two types of cell to cell. There's types of cell to cell. Like no, I'm not regretting. I just wanna like remember like should like talk about it because my notes in that particular subject is like are pretty not organized. So I thought, why not for teaching it, I should organize it and make like sense of other stuff. Yeah, yeah, that one. Like under the myocardium part. That gonna make like a lot of sense. Like and the features, the features of we should say like the cardiocytes. As I said, that wildlife is made of simple screens. So, and the shortcut, like bypassing gonna like make it recognizable, but just for now, it's just gonna like. I wanted to talk about a lot of things like intricate, but I think like the most important one like is like how these muscles are like contracting each other. Because I want to talk like this muscles, each like cardiac fiber, how like it's supplied by blood. It's contained like each cardiac muscle fiber. It's surrounded like by a connective tissue layer, which is called the endomycin. Okay, which is like supplying it with nutrients and it's like needs to for its function or for its demands. And the same idea that each bundle and like each cardiac fiber is inside a bundle. Why like it's inside a bundle so it can have like that, because if we bring the heart for example, the heart they're gonna have like that like stretchy. Yeah, I didn't know like that piece of code can be stretchy. Can have this stretchy like ability in the same time. It has like a limitation. It doesn't like overstretch till it tear up. At the same time, it stretches, but with a limitation. As the like each bundle, because you can say that's the like I said. I know that's not, but if you said for example that's the cardiocytes that can tear up, that if we stretch it enough, it's gonna tear up, gonna like cut and be useless. So we just bring like a multiple of day ones and we put it like together. Why? Because in the same time they can be stretchable. Like for example, we made like we used that one cardiac muscle, we stretch it, we put it like in multiple like of other cardiac fibers with each other, and we have formed that. Okay, that is each like cardiac fiber is now like, let me bring down the cardiac fibers back. Now we bring like each cardiac fiber and surrounded like between each other. Each one is made of two things, like surrounded by two things. Okay, like the whole bundle of the cardiac fibers. I'm trying to make it not the cardiac fiber itself. The bundle of the cardiac fiber is surrounded by two things. It's the collagen, which is, like I said, its main function to give like the limitation for the stretching. At the same time, the elastic, which gives like the intense force needed for the stretching, to stretch and that. So you can say that's the heart. As we said, is made of bundle of cardiac muscles. And of course, it's like it got like blood supply to it because the collagen, the elastic fibers need also like blood supply. But as we said, it, the elastin gives like the ability to stretch, to create the force of the stretching. And the collagen at the same time cannot really cut it. We are stretching, like I'm stretching as hard as I can, but the collagen gives like the limitation to not overstretch to the tear up. All right, I think that's it. I don't really need to say other thing. The You can say the the intercalated disc now, as we said. Example, we can bring the photo back. The myosin, as we said, they are striated, branching cylinder muscles each other, but for that case, they need like, cause maybe during contraction they can like separate between each other, cause they got spaces, they're not organized. They're not parallel to each other. So the maybe during contraction, the cardiac fibers may be like get separated during contraction during like the the increase of the mechanical stress during contraction. So you can see during like it got uh like a thick connective tissue where it like holds and attaches a group of like cardiac fibers with each others. So during contracting, it doesn't like separate between each other. And like I said, they're divided into like, I didn't say that, but but and I wanted to say that it's divided into like a transverse longitudinal sections. That means it got like a staircase shape for each like intricate muscle, like for each bundle of cardiac, the bundle of the cardiac fibers. If we're gonna talk like if the for the transverse section, that one, the transverse mean like that, something straight forward. You're seeing it. That's transverse. That's longitudinal, right? You're seeing it. That means you're seeing it horizontal. Transverse mean you're seeing it vertical. In the shortcuts, there's two types of like cell-to-cell adhesion. There's two types of connective tissue. There's one called like a fish adherence or granular adherence, where it's mainly used for the strong adhesion between the myocardicytes of the cardiac fibers and the small like myofilaments, which I said the actin and the myosin, to keep the attachment even after the mechanical stress. And same with most myocytes, which are, you can say, I just said, I just said, it's like it's like a staircase shape. Okay, that's the transverse and that's the longitudinal. Between the transverse and longitudinal, there should be like an attachment. And you see that like attachment. You see the pin, and you see the like the end of the red pin. There's an attachment, and that attachment is mainly made of like desmosomes, or another name for it is called macula adherens. Never mind, as I said, like it's due to this menin, which this menin is like I say like, what is this mean? This mean is like a protein to protein complex adhesion, which it uses its capability to manage and link the intercellular organelles with like to deliver and receive metabolites and other like substrates to perform the mechanisms or the function of the cell properly. And why we know about it? Because to understand the structural like perfectity of the heart muscle, to understand if there's any other like problems in it. We know like maybe the problem is in the top of the cell itself, like like because I said this was only use this magazine. Maybe the problem is this magazine. Maybe the person not getting enough nutrition. I forget it. If you like why I should know that because for treatment and diagnosing, maybe this magazine is we get it from nutrients, from like vitamin, and that person not getting enough vitamins or not the specific type of vitamins. So if we know that, we have helped the person, the shortcuts. And if you wanna know like about the flash adherence, yeah, as I said, it's like it's cell adhesions to contract with the identical molecules to form like a mechanical connection, same as the cardiac fibers are like all identical to each other, and its purpose to just stretch the coil. That's fucking mechanical. That's like a kinetic energy type shit with the neighboring cells, which like the future, the upcoming, the integrated disk, such as integrated disk and mediate with the calcium independent cell. So that's another. If you don't, you really want to know that, you shouldn't know it. Like, it's not part of the lecture. The shortcuts, the importance of it, why like the still uses it, why especially that, because it's to stabilize the unepithelial cells. For example, the connective tissue, as we said, the subendothelial cells are mostly responsible for the storage like impulses or like conduction systems, which like send or like activate a mechanical action in this part of the heart. So that's not epithelial. That's not. You can say that's more of electrical cell, which or action cell. So it causes like the stability between them. Actually, I didn't know that, except like I said, as I said, like I'm transmitting force is contractile, then pulses between the gap junction, which we're gonna discuss then like in the latino section. Just to the synchronized conduction is like the rhythmic contraction in the ventricles. And as I said, this mesones are cell-to-cell adhesion are located like a spot-like adhesion. They are obvious because they have like it's by a tear is more like not a cut, not a space. A tear is more like at a straight, at a like an obvious line. I just wanna like bring it so you can understand what I'm trying to use here. For example, as I said, you see like um, yeah, for example, like that, like as I said, you won't like read the define it, but for example, you see the white one, like the straight one, like white line. It's like a straight line, because but you won't like really understand it because it's very scientific. If you bring that picture, you'll see like it takes like the straight one, like you see that straight one, or like the one like pulling hairs closing to the actin and the myosin, as we said, like the actin, the myosin, job to contract. Okay, now it's holds all like all of the myosin, so it doesn't separate because it's the most important because the actin because the myosin just holds the actin but doesn't contract it, it doesn't stretch it. But it's still the myosin is important because it holds it. If if we lift like for example if the myosin lifts the actin, I don't think that's a pleasant look. So I hope you get the message. So that's the job of the fascia adhesions. The fascia desmosomes, you can say it's more responsible for like attaching to the main, like for example if we're on a boat and if example there is a boat in the sea and we doesn't want like the boat to sail off by itself, we attach it to the land, to the ground. The same idea. I don't know what it attaches to, but you can say it's mainly to the other cardiac cardiac fibers or like surround the cardiac bundle. Because if you see the endomycin, which is like the red, I think it's really specific. It's like pointing to it, is attaching to the other cardiac muscle. So you can say just like a multiple, like the fascia adherens, it holds the multiple cardiac fibers, and desmosomes it attaches to each cardiac bundle to the other. So you can say it uses each other bundle of cardiac fibers as the land. If you're talking about like the boats and how it attaches to the land by like hooking it to the ground, the same idea. So that's how it causes that the stability in it by like using all the muscle all the bundle of cardiac fibers. If that makes sense, I hope that makes sense because I just blanked out. So as we said, yeah, they are like a spot like adhesions got like adhesions connected to your like there. I think that's like pretty like and like I said, what it uses to know like the perfection of the tissue, how it's able to overcome the mechanical stress during such as the cardiac muscle. I should know for training and diagnosing, as I said, it uses desmosomes. For example, if desmosome is created in our body from a specific vitamin and that person is not getting the specific vitamin, so we should give him that vitamin. And as we discussed, what is desmosomes and why I should know about it, because desmosomes are important for the structure thing. The same idea. And then we're gonna bring now the longitudinal one. That one. We discussed about like the transverse one, and now we're gonna discuss about like longitudinal one. The longitudinal one is are mainly on top of the cardiac fibers. Why? Because its main function isn't like to keep the attachment of the bundles of the cardiac fibers between each others. It's more of like trying to deliver the impulses, the electrical demand to perform their function, which the uses gap junctions. Gap junction is just a membrane channel between cell to cell adhesions, like the cell connections. which allow like gadgets exchange. You can say separate gadgets exchange in the opposite of like impulses through the side of plasma of the membrane to deliver like metabolites, ions, and electrical like impulses. Importance because it sends relay signals throughout the neuron, which is essential for the process of reflexes and impulses. And while we should know about that, it's useful for the understanding of the regulatory mechanism that control its function. To understand that, that means the heart, for its regularity, rhythmicity, it uses like uh, electrical cells. That means we should study about their cells to understand also like the problems it can occur from them. In the same area, we should understand maybe the heart also receives like electricals from other place. Maybe the heart, because it uses hormones. So why it uses hormones? Why it needs to communicate with the other organs? Maybe it needs to communicate with the brain. So it says that like I'm beating too fast and my cells are out of control. Can you help me, brain, to settle down what I'm suffering from? Maybe it feels like it's got like a hypertensive blood. It's receiving hypertensive blood, so maybe it can communicate with the lungs. So tell it like the person, maybe the person is hyperventilating. So let him like decrease of this. Maybe it's receiving a lot of sodium. It's the venous blood. So maybe it can communicate with the kidneys. So tell them, let this person pee. Like, yeah, let him pee because that's too much sodium. I cannot not handle. So we understand more how the heart functions in the human body. It's just fucking interesting, to be honest. As we said, yeah, the endocarditis, so we have already talked about that because, as we said, it's present at the atrium of the myofibrils and like intercalated disc. As we said, what is the intercalated disc? Because if you're gonna make it like more reasonable, the main function of the cell isn't to contract. So why it need like the same amount of the myofibers, which I just discussed before, the myofibers are like where it contains the action and the myosin, and why it needs to get like intercalated disc if there's not that much myofibers, or there's none, you can say that. It's just responsible for receiving and sending hormones. In the same time, I didn't really understand it in the concept of that if I'm viewing the big picture, but I hope you get the big picture. It's mainly used. It got like granules. Granules you can say is like small organelles, small organs inside of the cell. That like each cell you can say it contains its own organs. If you call it like organelle, granules you can say is like the small like the pets of the cell. It's not like you can say it's like it's the cells of the cell itself. So if we making try to make it like more meaningful, the cell contains its own cells inside of it. Because if we get organ, its own organ, it should have its own like cells, which are called granules. This like granules, okay, it secretes like uh, it secretes a hormones, which is mainly like responsible for telling the kidney to secrete its sodium into the urine, and because maybe it's not handling the hyper pressure or the increased pressure due to that sodium. So I just said like that's why it needs to communicate with the because the heart is a very important organ. It's the one that's keeping us alive throughout the 100 years. So we need it like to keep the safest of it. And the cardiocytes is the conduction system, which are mainly responsible for like sending impulses or receiving impulses from itself to the other like cardiocyte, which is not able to send it or like to which is not able to send or receive. It's not just not able to send impulses by itself, which are needed to help for its like mechanical function. And there's type for it. There's like the AV node. It's like I think that picture is quite well. I don't know. Oh, I feel like if we saw like I just got a lot of teaching. Just wanna make it quick. You see, like saying his bumble. You see that? Yeah, that's like the AV nodes. It's divided into you can say a right path to the right ventricle and a left path to the left ventricle. The AV node you can say it receives uh, electrical impulses from the S node, which is mainly in the top, like in the top part, in the pin part, top pin part. You see, like where like there's a part of the right atrium, the green lines, where it's like branching its green lines into like the left atrium and like some into the red line. That pinpoint you can say it's the S node, which is responsible for the rhythmicity, the rhythmicity, or like the rhythm of the heart contractility to keep contracting till death. That's responsible for it. We even call it the pacemaker because there's like a device which is responsible like during procedures and surgeries, which keeps the heart contracting during like doing the heart procedure of the heart or like the orders and anything related to that. All right. So said was it's mainly like in the membranous part of and the membranous part of the interventricular septum is the part between like the upper parts, which differentiate between the left and the right ventricles. We took like a quick look here. Yeah, you see like the interventricular septum like differentiates between like the right and the upper one, and not the like the in one, the thick one, the thin one. Uh, that's where like the AV node is present. The AV node, its main function is to delay the the arterial impulses sent by the atrial and don't be received by the ventricle. Delay that receiving part because the atrial needs time to send its blood to the ventricles and doesn't want the ventricle to contract before it receives its blood. So that's why, yeah, it's been like a long session, so I want to finish it. That's why, like, the cardiocytes, or that's why the AV node, like, do that delay in the first place. And the same time, also, like, the next part. Atrial is known for its like abnormal, like abnormal rhythmic sending impulses mechanism. So yeah, atria is more common to fuck up more than the ventricles. So that's why I do that delay, which has like the nodal fibrils. As we said, nodal cause what's called like why called nodal because the fibers which is sending like from the right atrium, the SA node, to send it like to the AV node. That tract are called the internodal tracts. So that's why we call it like the nodal fibers, which send to the AV node present and like the membranous layer of the interventricular septum. It has low myofibrils, as why I said, and integrate this could not function it's not its function to contract in the first place. What's why it have it in the first place, and it has like small diameters of the cells of the cardiocytes. Why it got like a small cells? Because if we understand it, for example, we're gonna like receive. No, like that came in case. For example, we want like to deliver like the yellow one to the dark green one. Okay, if we increase the number of like straps or like that thing, for example, we're gonna say we're gonna deliver electricity from the yellow to the like light green one, like I don't know, dark green one. We're gonna deliver like electricity from here to here. Do you think electricity gonna like can deliver faster if it was just like that? Being reasonable, we're gonna the electricity from here to here. It's gonna like deliver fast. If it was like fewer straps between them, the same idea. If we increase the number of cells, no matter if we like increase the diameter of it, that gonna cause like resistance. They're gonna like have like a slowdown of time during due to the increase of like number of cells we gotta send electricity from. So that's why it got like the smooth for the delay, because we want that delay for the purpose of the passive filling of the ventricles, which is like the ventricle receiving the blood from the atrium. In the shortcuts, yeah, then there's like the fibers or like the cardiocytes of the ventricles itself are present only in the ventricles. At the ventricle contraction, they are like special and like making all the cells, all the cardiocytes of the ventricles contract at the same time. Why that? Due to its like characteristics. They are known like to have like bionucleated cells, so it has like a high function demand. It's have like a double the demand of like it receive the double demand, so it contracts or like it works harder than the nodal fibers, which is present only in the atrium. Uh, most I just want to get like to the most important one, which like it got larger atrium diameter of my fibers. As I said, the larger diameters of myofiber means the lower cells of neurons or cells or cardocytes between each other. If the fewer cells between each other, gonna deliver the electricity faster or gonna decrease the resistance between the starting point and the ending point. The starting point we can call it pre-synaptic neuron, and the ending point we can call it the postsynaptic neuron. Another like things we have said got like low myofibrils because it isn't its responsibility, and at the same time it lacks integrated because it doesn't really contract, and it got like a large white cytoplasm where it contain like glycogen, and it's dissolved by aerosin stain nanoprotein. I mean, like the mitochondria and the cytoplasm are known to have like a large increase of glucose. Why is that? Because it's a higher demand, so a higher functional demand, so a harder worker, so that means gonna require more energy in the short run. If you see it, the person who do more should eat more than the person who do less in the gym, for example. A person who always do like 30-minute cardio should eat more and like wanna maintain his weight. The person doing 30-minute cardio every day gonna eat more than the person who do only like 10-minute cardio. If that makes sense. and the cells does not originate. Every cell in the heart does not originate. Why? Because it was created as permanent cells. It's stuff of cells that only live once and doesn't live twice. Doesn't like get fixed. You can say that the suitable word, because it doesn't got like fertile cells, which like is the cells responsible for the like regeneration, like the multiplication process to multiply the cell into like another cell in case of like in the case of like damage or like injury, and which there's dead cells of like there's some dead cells of the heart gonna turn into necrosis, which is typically just dead cells in the body, which having no function, doing nothing in the body, and we cannot get it out, so it's getting a causing a problem. In that case, maybe can increase in the flexion demand of the ventricles, which is gonna lead to compensatory hypertrophy, which in the long run might cause like a heart attack, because maybe there will be a point, or like even in like mediastinus syndrome, which maybe the ventricles gonna compress in other organs, which is present at the thorax. But the most one is like the heart attack, because the heart maybe reached a point where the ventricle increase in function, increase in function, increase in function, till it can't really do its function no more. It give up. Like the heart can give up sometimes if it felt okay, that's like too much for me. Okay, that's really like hard. It's like I'm gonna kill myself because if it did. And sometimes the heart can sacrifice itself for to just push the blood, or like the needed blood to all the body. So when the heart sacrifices itself, it sacrifices itself, so it kills itself. What that means by the heart failure, or like a heart attack. That mean like the heart has sacrificed itself to send the last pump of blood to the whole of the body. And congrats, the last one doesn't really matter because you're dead. Yeah, it's funny. It's funny. I don't really like mean it to put it in a dark way, but if you're a medical student, you're gonna understand. Never mind, epicardium, the last layer, the outer layer of the heart, which is the inner layer of the pericardium, is made of a simple squamous epithelium, where it has coronary arteries and nerves and adipose tissue. Why it got that? Make that maybe here. Oh wait, make that here. Yeah, that's perfect. All right, why it got turned like, for example, the adipose tissue, why the heart got turned like lipoproteins, which fat we mainly know like um, is used as a secondary storage of like energy depression, is used as a secondary source of energy. But for the heart, as the heart is very demanding organ, is very hard working organ, is very like very purposeful organ, which is purpose to keep the human body alive till it can do that. So you can say the heart mainly depend on fat in the first place. And the second place, you can say it prevents like the over accumulating lipid or like fat cells in the blood, so that's like the free fatty acids and like that can cause complications. That can cause like the storage and the blood vessels, which is not needed because blood vessels have the ability to store fat, but at the same time we doesn't need that. We don't want that. That can cause like a plug, or like yeah, a plug in the blood vessels, which can cause the blood not moving well, which means the cell is not receiving enough oxygen and like nutrient in the amount and the time it needs, which can cause like a lot of problem, venous congestion, ischemia, hypoxia, even like can lead to gangrene, which means like the death of the soul, the necrosis of the soul, due to not like receiving enough supply to keep it alive, which can cause a lot of problems. So that's why like the fat droplet, like the fat storage in your heart is important. So prevent that. And no, that cause to do research about how the toxicity of the lipid in the mitochondria can lead to cardiac disorders, just as atherosclerosis. And if we're gonna talk about like, I want to bring that up, I want to bring it like in the characteristics of the myocardium. Of the yeah, maybe if we do that, do like characteristics. We did like the cardiocytes contains sarcoplasmic reticulum, because you can say that's just like extra information. I don't really think it's not extra. It's more like too scientific to know. If you get what I'm trying to say here. Myocarditis is the same shit. Alright, if we bring that up, it's gonna be amazing. Get that, okay. Uh, Now we said like what contain like a sarcoplasmic reticulum, where it contains stored its calcium. As calcium is known for its main lore like purpose. It's responsible for the force of contractility in the heart. We're gonna get now to the physiology part, which I really don't want to get to because there's a lot of talking, but you can say calcium is the main job for contracting in the first place because you can say in the development of like the nature of any muscle fiber, calcium, you can say there's a specific type of protein called like tropin, troponin, which contain many types of it, but in general, the troponin specific function is to make the muscle relax, to make it, uh, yeah, to make it relax, to make it not to contract, to keep it like relaxed. Calcium, you can say it distracts the troponin from doing its function, so the action can take its place if um to take like its purpose of life. You can say like the troponin is preventing the myosin to contract. So the calcium is main purpose to distract the tropomyosin from really like paying attention to the like and to prevent it like to distract it from like its function with to prevent the myosin to contract, the action to contract. The calcium distracts it, so the myosin can contract in the end, but the amount of it can depend on like how much calcium, because the increase of calcium gonna increase the distraction of tropomyosin, which gonna increase of the number of myosin attaching to the actin, which helps with the contraction, which gonna improve the contraction itself. Enough with that. Enough with that. The shortcut: sarcoplasmic reticulum stores the calcium. That's the end of it. Now there's like you can say. During, because there's like something called the sacroptipule of the cardiac muscle. To make it like more understandable, I think like that's really under like not. Unrecognizable. Actually, unrecognizable. To recognize it more. Can recognize it by the time you're reading it, but I'm pretty sure that's really unrecognizable. It's really unrecognizable. But the shortcuts between like there's you can say there's an outer layer of the endomycin of the endomyocardium. Okay, there's the outer layer. You can say that it's outer layer like the endomycin, the endothelial. You can say it diffuses in between the between the cardiac fibers, because if it received like any external like cellular fluid, that like received any like nutrient from the outside, it can take it and like use it by its can use it and deliver it to the all cardiac fibers at the same time. You can say circuit to view like the end pages, like the you remember in Minecraft where you hit like an end block, like you hit like an end point in the caving or mining. You see the same thing. That like inner layer will not keep diffusing. It's gonna lead to an endpoint, which called the cycle to view. It consists of one like dilation, extendia, and is separated T to Q, which is the sarcolemma, or like the outer layer, which is the fused one between the cardiac fibers. The fused one is called T to Q, and the outer one is called sarcolemma. And yeah, sarcoplasmic reticulum, which stores it. And in definition, it's not same as the cardiac muscle, with like the end, like for example, the end block is gonna have like two ones. For example, here, if we're gonna talk about this one, and in the cardiac muscle, as it's not a straight a pattern, it's a concave cylinder muscle with contract at the sulcus. It will not have a pattern organized myofibers or cardiac fibers in the first place. So you can say its endpoint gonna have only one endpoint in a side of them, a left or a right, doesn't matter. And there will be like the intercalated disc, for example, or like the one which like the sarcoplasmic reticulum stores the calcium, and that's it. I just my point here is not same as the skeletal muscle, which is two endpoints and one in the middle. Sarcoplasmic reticulum is just only one end, either two are right on the left, and one middle one, which is sarcoplasmic reticulum, which is called like diad instead. Diad means two lines instead of triads, which is three lines. That's it. Like nothing more of it than that. All right, we can find in the heart some like if we did that, yeah, we can find like some lipofuscins. Lipofuscin is just, you can say that as a sign of an increased dramatic cell which is reaching its endpoints in life. It's the increase of it, you can say it's the increase that the increased sign that it's going its end way in life. If that makes sense. It's a yellow brown pigment found in the virus tissue due to the lysosomal function. Lysosomal function, that means it's the cell or the enzymes which is responsible for killing and extracting like its waste product outside. Maybe its waste product was not able to perform its function, or wasn't able to secrete it outside of the extracellular fluid, which is secreted anyway of the body, from our nose, from our pee, like any place. It had failed in that, or it wasn't able to secrete it. It was failed to kill that like invading organism, or it failed to kick it out, its waste product after killing it, which can cause like degradation of the excessive function of the organelles in the first place. Important, it acts as a significant marker of aging intercellular cells and exert stress and field of interest kind of wisdom that maybe it's help us to know that the cell, that type of cell of the heart, is overworking than normal. So that means maybe there's other cells that's working less. That means maybe there are dead cells which you can cause in the long run atherosclerosis or a heart attack, can make like a sign, a early sign of a heart attack. If that makes sense, because if you saw the video from the beginning to the last, okay, now that makes more sense. Yeah, that makes sense. And also to understand the mechanism of the cellular aging, I need to know that because to understand the mechanism of the cellular aging and eliminate and reduce its harmful effects. Because of course, like we have seen, is like waste products, just settling down, just chilling in the cell. So I'm pretty sure that's gonna cause like problems. Oh, that's too much. I don't know if I really was was talking about like maybe the epicardium, but as I said, the epicardium is the last layer of the heart, and the inner layer of the pericardium. It surrounds the myocardium for its protective function and is made of simple squamous epithelial and dense connective tissue, and it has a coronary arteries, nerves, and adipose tissue. Why it's made of simple squamous epithelial, as it said, for to does its lubricating function to reduce friction between the fluid, the synovial fluid, and the two layers uh, moving beside it, which is the pericardium and myocardium. As the squamous is it's best for its function, which is passage of smooth surface. It's made for the smooth surface, as I was discussing in the first place. While it contain like adipose tissue for the first one as like a secondary or a main energy source, or I can act at the secondary energy storage source for the heart, and it can act as a shock absorber, trauma absorber, where it can like absorb like hits from the outside of the body. Why I know about? Because the increase of the pressure can lead to like coronary calcification and coronary heart disease. But yeah, like why we gotta know? Because we gotta understand if the amount of adipose tissue increasing, the amount of like cells responsible for storing fat in the heart is increasing. That means the body is the body is taking a lot of fat, is absorbing a lot of fat, is using a lot of fat, which can cause a lot of problem. Which means that maybe there's some fat which is also stored in like the layers or like the the the, the endothelial, like the skin of the blood vessel, which can cause a leak, which means like as I said, can cause a lot of problems, which means it will not be an efficient blood flow through the body. It's going to cause a lot of complications, as I said. hmm Why continue coronary arteries and nerve and like that? As I said in the first video, like the heart contain like nerves and wait a second, that, that. Yeah, as I said here, like the heart contain like nerves and like veins in it to supply and drain venous or like drain its wasted blood. Also, because you can say its main function to supply the whole body and to take all the wasted blood from all the body tissue. It should do that for itself before anybody else, because if it's gonna do that, okay, I should like take care of myself first than the others. I same as the father. Like think about it as the father of the house. So that's why it contains coronary artery to maintain the coronary artery itself and ensure the heart receives the adequate nutrients of the heart and regulated by nervous system and it's taking care of the nervous system because I know the heart take care of itself by its own electrical cells, but at the same time maybe problem can occur which will need the help of other organs of the heart, which need a direct like an analogical connection between the brain and the heart. I want to know about it because if Picardum contribute for the development of the coronary artery, that's gonna know we're gonna understand it more in the embryology. Why it's made up of like connective, what's made of like dense connective tissue for protection. As I said, its main purpose for protection. It's a protective layer of the heart. And why I know about it because it helps the heart with its function, which is like it 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 takes care of its functions more than it helps with the function. No, it takes care. It's like understand how the heart functions, and it try its best to like optimize it for it. Cardiac muscles are striated and eventually contracted by the patient of the pacemaker, right? While the heart is inside of the future, the ability the pacemaker to collide and initiate action potential in the heart with itself. We know about it to as I said like about the SNO, the presence of the right atrium. What I know about that is to comprehend the heart electrical activity understanding of the heart conduction system. And that part, I should I bring it here to the characteristics. Yeah, the characteristic, as I said, each cardiac fiber is surrounded by the perimysium, which is vascularized connective tissue. Of course, it's supplied with nutrients, all of it, because it's made of collagen. To supply the collagen, the fibers, as I said, for its function, collagen is used to limit the stretching and elasticity. It creates the force of stretching in the first place. Yeah, I'm so tired, so I just like. Alright, next. Where the pericardium is vascularized to support the metabolic demand of the of the tissue itself for its constant function, and while the pericardium is made of fibers as its protein provides great strength, collagen, and elasticity, fiber is made with a tense force of pressure and the flexibility of directing and movement of the group of cardiac fiber contracting and relaxing. I want to know about the mycelium. If it's made of collagen and fiber, to understand how the heart overcomes the force of tensile, of stretching and contracting without tearing. The next, understand, yeah, to understand, like I said, to understand how the heart is like it stretches without like the fear of getting cut and like that, because that can be scary, you know. Yeah, and the last one, why the cardiac muscle fiber are striated and voluntary and contracted by the sponge depolarization pacemakers, because why the heart has a sponge depolarization pacemaker in the first place to initiate its ability, its own self ability to excite itself and to initiate an action potential, to initiate a contraction without the need of the brain, which because that can be like if imagine if the brain is responsible for sending every heartbeat we do, every heart contraction the heart does, that can be like overwhelming for the heart or the brain for itself. So you can say, right, the brain have given some of itself, its impulses to the heart, and heart, I'm pretty sure you can do that. And if you want anything, you know, Like you can, that's my number. You can text me at any time. But for now, I'm gonna let you do like I'm pretty sure you're gonna do well. So still like keep on, keep the hard working, and you're gonna see like after 100 years, see what's gonna happen. So yeah, to initiate the action change within the heart, and why know about that? To understand like the heart electrical system it has, to understand like how the heart receives and sends its impulses, and why it do that and why it does that, and the things we were discussing in the first place, in the first the first minutes of the session. And I stood like each cardiac fiber surrounded by the myosin that surrounds it and supports it, while the cardiac fiber surrounded by endothelium, the endomysium. The two many aspects, but most important one is contain capillaries which they transfer nutrient and oxygen to the cardiac, to each cardiac fiber. Yeah, or the nucleus is circular centric. Why? Because that's very important. Because what I said about it, like the cardiocytes, or the simple squamous epithelial, what is circular, like circular and centric. So it could be closer to the mitochondria to support the genetic material with the energy, for it is to like help with any genetic change, because you can say the heart, how the size of the heart can differ from a person to a person. Its ability to contract, or like send how much blood, or like to receive how much blood, or like to give how much fresh blood, or like how to take how much blood of wasted blood, and all and how much it should receive from the lungs, and how much it should give to the heart. That all can depend to genetics in the end, because some people are tall, some people are short, some people are fat, with with respect, some people are super thin, some people are just aliens. So all of that, like, I don't mean like to be disrespectful about the aliens, but I was just like comments about that. What I was saying, not depends mostly of that. This stuff depends, and blood pressure. It all depends genetics at the end. Why like the cardiac fibers show like striations in them, because you do like the fact it's a circle, and it's not organized, and it's not parallel, so it's not viewing the actin and the myosin like in the same way it's viewing in the like it's not viewing it well as the skeletal muscle does. That's why it's not really seen, and a decreased amount of mitochondria can contain as it contain like the collagen, which gives like the red pigments, the red color of the cells, which is why like the heart can seem pinkish more than red, than the muscle seems more red than pinkish. That's why, because the amount of mitochondria in the skeletal muscle are more. Plus, it's organizable. It's organizable, and it's parallel to each other. So I just wanna like see it, because I swear to God, how much I'm saying will not make sense. Okay, that's the cardiac fibers. Okay, see, like look at that, and just look at that. You see that? You see that like the difference? Of course, that's gonna be more red. See that? Of course, that's gonna be more red. You see, like I'm pretty sure that's like team frequency one, yeah, skeletal one, which like in the that if somebody was paying attention, that's cardiac, that's skeletal, and that's smooth. A is skeletal, B is smooth, and C is cardiac. Uh huh. If that makes sense. That's why it's pinkish. I don't know about the smooth muscles. I don't really care about it, and that's why it's reddish. It has like the red color, and I'm pretty sure that that makes sense. And why the myofibrils of the cardiac muscle diverge at the nuclear pores, leaving space at the sarcoplasmic the sarcoplasm. Okay, but what he's saying that in the nuclear pores of the cardiac fibers, there is a space between there's a space between like the sarcoplasm. Okay, it's like the cytoplasm of the cell in general. It's its main function in the heart of the cardiac fibers. Its main function to store the calcium and to release it. Right. Why there's like a lot of space between them? Why they're not compressed? Well, because it's gonna save more light. If we're gonna be like scientists now, that gonna like, I'm pretty sure that if the heart got like more space for like another cardiac fiber, gonna help with its uh, function, gonna help more with its function. So why it's not using that space, was not leaving that space for another cardiac fiber in the first place, to 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 make sure the nucleus itself, without like seeing the nuclear envelope, because that can be like complex right now, to make sure the nucleus of the muscles of the cardiac fibers, and it's like sarcoplasmic, which is like secretes the calcium and release it, are not compressed during contraction, because that can be scary, because in the end something gonna squeeze on the others, something gonna, because if we said like that, if that like the myosin holds the axine, and the myosin function when it had like ATP to stretch it, you can say like the stretching, and that mean it can compress, that mean like the myosin under it gonna compress on the above it, and the above myosin gonna compress under the myosin, so you can say it's gonna compress over everything. So that space, you just leave it in case that the nucleus doesn't get squeezed and get compressed and dies and contracts. If the nucleus of the cell dies or the fiber contracts, you have a dead cell, and that will be horrible, because the heart can be the most complex organs to kick, like um to get rid out of that cell. It's gonna be hard. And the heart won't do something about it, but it's for the better to just leave it, you know. Why not? Why know about it? I want to know about like the nuclear pores, and like there's a space and like that, because that space can be like genuinely important to exchange between the cardiac fibers, between to exchange between the like the nucleus and the organelles in the cardiac fibers, to like to deliver metabolites, impulses, anything, and to leave space for their organism itself. And that was like amazing lecture. I won't lie, that was like the best interesting and the most like information lectures you can ever know about me. But that's very interesting. That's really, really like a lot of words I have said, a lot of information I have said, a lot of related topics I have said. I've related histology to anatomy to histology to pathology, and it all makes sense at the end. So to me, it made like a lot of sense to me when I said it, when I discussed it. So I hope you did the same to you. Oh, holy shit! I've been recording for an hour and 44 minutes. Damn, dude, that's why I'm feeling tired. But I hope you liked the video. If you got any opinions, I know the microphone is shut. I know a lot about the video is shut also. But if you like the video, hope you like comment about it, say what you want, give me like better like something I can adjust, a bit of improvements and things I have did, something I could have done better, could I have done better, and yeah, like trying to help me, man, trying to bring the money to YouTube, and also because at the medical school, like medical school can be a lot of like work, so at least if I'm gonna work anyway, why not bring money from it, you know? So and I'm trying to make the work fun also. So I hope you like the video, and I hope I see you in the next video. Bye.